International architect Bing Thom, our guest. He is one of the top architects around the globe who started out in an on-site trailer, right?
Yes, that's right.
Here.
We all have humble beginnings.
Yes, I'm sure. That's your first office.
That's
and
right.
what was your first project?
First project was for a condominium building near the General Hospital, but it never got built.
I see. Because the architect didn't quite have it right?
Yeah,
or just
well,
because somebody ran out of money?
No, the planning director didn't get it right.
I see. Okay. Blame him.
That's right.
Exactly. And Arthur Erickson, you met Arthur where, when, how?
Well, he was my teacher. He was my professor. I worked for him when he first won the competition for the Simon Fraser University. Mm-hmm. I wasn't even in architecture school yet. I knocked on his door and they hired me as the coffee boy in the office.
And the rest is history.
The rest is history.
Mm-hmm. And you studied with other phenomenal architects
Yes,
too.
I studied with one other major architect, Fumi Hikomaki, who's the Pritzker Prize winning architect. Mm-hmm. Just won the AIA gold medal like Arthur Erickson did.
Yes.
So I had two very good teachers. I just won the Architecture Institute of Canada.
I said gold medal architect.
Yes.
Absolutely. So when you do a small project, a residential small
mm-hmm.
project now, like the Acadia residence, why is it important to you?
Well, because I do it personally on weekends and at nights, and I only have one young student usually working with me on it. Mm-hmm. So there's nobody else to blame but myself if it doesn't work out. Otherwise, when you have a big office, you can always download it.
Right.
And if there's a mistake, you say, why did you do this? You know, da 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 da. But on a house, you know, everything counts.
Is it a laboratory in a sense for you to develop ideas?
Oh yes, very much so. Experiment.
Experiment.
Experiment with ideas and testing it out. Materials, spatially, working with artists. You know,
so example, when you say you test something out, for instance, at the Acadia residence,
Yes.
The roof, the windows, what?
Yeah, well, the roof was very interesting. I'm a sailor, right? Mm-hmm. And I have a coal-molded wooden boat. So this roof is very boat-like in the sense that when you're washing your hands with soap, it comes down to a very kind of sinuous, very thin piece of soap.
Yes.
That you get. It's all rounded. Mm-hmm. So this roof is taking its inspiration from that. But like my boat, it's hollow inside. So the strength is in the shell of the roof.
Wow.
Right?
So it's made of
what? It's
what?
a skin. Zinc.
It's made of zinc.
Skin, top, outside and inside.
And every room has a different view of nature? Is that how it looks like a...
Well, I designed the garden first. I sketched the garden first. Then I placed the house in the garden. So every room looks out to a different part of the garden.
How fabulous. So you walk the site.
I walk the site, I do the sketches of the garden, then I place the house in the garden.
And the element of water, very important.
Very important, because they're an Asian couple, they're from China, both very well educated, engineer, and the other one's the wife is she's a literature graduate.
Right.
But they said, look, you know, who are we to tell the architect what to do? You just give us the house that you think we need, one master bedroom and one bedroom for each of the children. The rest is up to you.
Sure. I wonder if they need a nanny or a tenant. I'm happy to move into that house.
Well, they treat it like a museum. I mean, they're so respectful of it. You know, like the art that's on the wall. They would ask me, you know, which art do you think I should buy? And,
really?
But yet they also have very good taste themselves.
And how do you work to include them in the home? You design it. They allow you to use your artistic genius to put it together. But how do you make it theirs?
Well, it's a constant conversation. Even though they said, oh, you know, we need this and this, the rest is up to you. I have to have conversations with them. So, for example, she loves to read. So I created a tatami room that's outside the bedroom for her reading room. And then she wants to inspire her children to also read. So downstairs next to the family room, we designed a study so that the children can do their homework together with her when she's doing her reading. And then downstairs, there's a playroom downstairs. When I grew up, there's a certain age when you just want to get away from mother and father. So I put an extra bedroom down there, knowing that the son at a certain age will move down into the basement, so he can go in and out without coming through the front or back door.
Of course, I had to sneak out the window.
That's right,
You see, we didn't have an
right.
architect like you. We had to sneak out the window and hope that nobody caught us or a police officer didn't bring us
That's
home
right.
to mother at 2 in the morning. You know how that is. Let's go to Surrey, because you did the Surrey Central City Plaza and gave that city, I think, a new sense of confidence, because
Right.
there's a lot of sprawl in Surrey, and Wally had a bad rep.
Right.
Where did you start?
Well, I started because I just finished the Chan Center. A group of citizens came up to me and said, look, we want a performing arts center in Surrey, because we are going to be the major city of British Columbia. So they said, what do you think it should be? So out of that conversation, in the end, with the city council, I said, well, I don't think a performing arts center will start a city center. They said, what will? I said, well, university will. They said, well, then can we move the university? Because it was going to go to Coverdale. So thanks to Andrew Petter, who's now president of
Yes.
Simon Fraser,
Yes.
he agreed to move the university. And so the university sat on top of a declining shopping center. Now it's a great hit.
Well, how great is that? Because essentially, is Wally the town center in
Yeah,
a sense?
Wally's now the town center. They
now
call
they're
it Central City.
Town Central or Central
Central
City,
City.
which, as I said, it inspires
Oh, yeah.
confidence and flow
Oh,
and
they're very proud of it. In
depth,
fact,
poetry, spiritual values,
well, they
as you
changed
say.
the city crest to the shape of the building.
Really?
Yeah.
How great.
So-
And did Mayor Diane Watts weigh in with you
Oh,
a
yes,
lot?
she's
I bet she
terrific.
did.
She's
She's
terrific.
terrific. So over to the Chan Center, which we have had the pleasure of sitting in and enjoying everything from opera to country.
Right.
What do you like about that building?
Well, I like it because it sits in the middle of the forest.
That too.
So at intermission, you really have a complete experience. And I think some of those trees are over 100 years old.
Really?
So at nighttime, it's magical. And then when you're inside, you think you're sitting inside a musical instrument, because there are what I call visual acoustics. It's the way you're looking at the space, because sometimes when you're in a performance, you're not even looking at the performers, you're looking at the ceiling.
Sure.
Or you're closing your eyes.
You notice, and sometimes you're bored.
Well, you hear better.
Not always, but and I've been at the Chan where Salman Rushdie is doing
Oh,
a
yes.
lecture,
Yes.
or where Ben Heppner is singing opera,
Yes,
and it's always good.
yes,
It's something about the space imbues that.
right.
Maybe even if you didn't have much talent, the building's so beautiful, you could work there. Take me to the Sunset Community Center, because as you point out very clearly in Bing Thom Works, that we are a city of neighborhoods.
Right.
And it's important to
Yes.
talk to the neighborhood to figure out what to do, what to design. So what's different about the Sunset Community Center?
Well, Sunset Community Center is in the center of the South Asian community, and they have these enormous parades. So this building is designed so that the parades can come right through the building, and they can have their celebration on the lawn on the other side of the building. So the building is actually a thoroughfare, and in passing through the building, either to the elementary school or through the shopping journey, they're exploring the community center as a series of rooms on Main Street.
Right. And you can have big Indian weddings.
That's correct.
And there weren't too many places to do that. So
No.
now it can
Yes.
happen.
Yes,
Aberdeen Center, also yours.
yes.
Do you like me to say it's yours?
Well,
Or
no,
it's
it's,
a- it's-
part of the,
you-
it's an
you
office
designed
of
it.
many people. Yeah.
How did this book challenge you?
Well, it's two-dimensional, or at least less three-dimensional than a building. But in many ways, it has rhythm, and it has space, because certain pages will expand, certain pages will contract visually. And there is a sense of musicality in the book, in the rhythm, the way the book is taken through. And then there are many layers of communication, both in pictures and in text. The building is like that. There are many layers of spaces as you go through,
Sure, like jazz.
like jazz. And it has
Improv.
to have kind of the ability to allow your mind to wander as you're looking at the book too.
Right. Was there a book called Craftsmanship?
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
Richard Sonnet, very good.
About it's the human impulse to do a job well for
Yeah.
its own sake.
And the book is textual. If you pick up the book and you feel the book, it's not like other books because the cover is different.
I know. The cover is
It's three-dimensional, you know.
Three-dimensional.
Subtly three-dimensional.
Right,
It has no edge.
I know.
Right? It's a
And
cut, hard edge.
But magnificent pictures, so
Yeah.
obviously a collaboration and an organic process for you, really, in
Very.
a sense.
Very.
Very. Will you do another one?
Later, but I'm thinking of
Later
it. Maybe this next one will have no pictures in it.
Okay. One's
Thinking,
enough?
yeah. Well, no, I just think I need to do another book where I just talk about ideas, maybe without illustrations. I
Yes,
don't know.
because you are a man of great ideas and
Thank
great
you.
talent. I thank you.
All right.
Nice to see you. Bing Thom, gold medal architect.